On June 21st, the committee heard testimony from Special Counsel John Durham. Have you reviewed his findings, and did you dispute any of those?
I can't say that I'm aware of anything specific that I would dispute in it. Certainly, as you may know, not only did we fully cooperate with him in the investigation, as he noted in his report, but I actually assigned a bunch of agents and FBI personnel to work on it with him to help him.
How about that? Congressman Scott Fitzgerald questioning FBI Director Christopher Wray yesterday, who denied the weaponization of the agency and also denied that the FBI is in any way protecting the Biden family.
Yeah, for more, let's welcome in Wisconsin Congressman Scott Fitzgerald. Sir, thanks for joining us. Did anything stick out to you of what he said yesterday?
Yeah, I think, many of my colleagues brought up 70% of Americans just have no confidence in the FBI and believe that it has been politicized. And I don't think anything the director said yesterday would really alleviate those concerns or certainly, I think some of the very specific topics like, reform of FISA certainly is very much, I think, still at the forefront, along with, many of the items that did emerge from the Durham report, which is what I was focused on.
Yeah, your colleague referenced this from Louisiana yesterday. Something like 57% of the American people, this is according to an NBC poll out last month, have lost faith in the FBI. What do you think the next step is here? Is impeachment for Christopher Wray still on the table over the next 2 years?
Yeah, I mean, I think what's going on is the members of the conference are kind of focused on impeachment in so many different areas. Quite honestly, I don't know that there's consensus on any of that. But what I will say, some of the reforms that he rolled out and kind of doubled down on yesterday, I think there has to be verification that they're actually doing what they're saying. He's either very incompetent or he absolutely has some type of political agenda. And I think after, 8 hours of testimony yesterday, that simply confirmed that, there is this echelon within the FBI. It's the upper management, and they just can't be trusted. And I asked the question, I think other members asked the question, will the FBI become involved in the 2024 national election? I asked him that specifically. And again, his answer is, well, we're going to try and prevent that from happening with some new reforms. Well, that's not good enough. It's not strong enough, and it's certainly not something you would expect a director to say.
Yeah, that's interesting. He says we're going to try and prevent that. You would think that he would have said, no, this is not going to happen in this election season.
He's not emphatic with any of his answers. He kept saying, I can't talk about that because it's an open investigation. I wanted to get your comment on this exchange, which I just thought was fascinating. It's one of your Democratic colleagues questioning the director about the top secret documents found at Mar-a-Lago. Nobody asked about Joe Biden's document, but Jim Jordan had to jump in. Take a listen.
Would you consider the execution of the search warrant at Mar-a-Lago a raid?
I would not call it a raid. I would call it the execution of a lawful search warrant.
Director Wray, a ballroom, a bathroom, a bedroom, are those appropriate places to store classified, confidential information? In
my experience, ballrooms, bathrooms, and bedrooms are not SCIFs.
Bedroom, bathroom, ballroom? How about a box in a
Mr.
garage?
Chairman,
Beach house in Delaware and the Biden Center. I don't think those are SCIFs.
Mr. Chairman,
doesn't that just prove the collusion between the director? I'm not talking about the 38,000 FBI agents that are doing good work every single day out there, but he reiterated that. He said bedroom, bathroom, ballroom. Forget about the fact that Biden had documents when he wasn't president behind his Corvette out there in Rehoboth Beach, but nobody cares about that, Congressman.
Absolutely. I mean, I heard Democrats time and time again throughout the day yesterday asking these very short, concise questions that he was simply responding with, I agree with that, I agree with that, I'm on board with that. There was a frustration, I think, in the room that he was actually kind of fueling the idea that President Trump was somehow the cause of most of the issues related to the FBI. And they had no choice but to become political because of the way that the investigations had been teed up out of D.C. you have to remember, instead of coming out of Miami. And those questions were asked very specifically as well.
Right.
And he didn't have a good answer to those either.
Congressman, can I hold you just to about a 15-second answer? I'm curious, do you and your colleagues coordinate your questioning? Because just watching it, and this went on all morning yesterday, it seemed like the Democrats really coordinated their line of questioning for the director. The Republicans, some were making speeches, some didn't even ask a question. Can you tell us about that process?
Oh, absolutely. All members of the judiciary are in town the night before. We ran through kind of the different areas. I mean, Chairman Jordan's never going to spoon feed any questions to the members. We definitely had areas that we wanted to touch on that basically support the idea of, probably the best example is complete FISA reform, if not elimination, which is what some members are calling for. Now, that's a heavy lift. But absolutely. No, I understand. I mean, the Democrats figured out that they need to hammer Donald Trump and January 6th.
January 6th, and it was remarkable. They all talked about that. It's tough to do, by the way, Congressman. You did a great job, but in 5 minutes, it's tough to get much done. Congressman Scott Fitzgerald, we appreciate you being with us. Thanks for doing that yesterday, and we appreciate the update. Want to move on now.